everybody, and welcome back to the Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Matt.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Owen.
The Mariners are currently 80-64 and dropped to the third wild card spot. They've been dropping a little bit of ground lately, but the Orioles are 5 games back. They're not going to catch up to the Mariners. Toronto is playing really good baseball right now.
They've been hot.
Yeah, they've been playing very well. The Mariners have had some recent struggles. It's not the end of the world. They're 99.5% probability to make the playoffs.
It's still like that, and in my mind, that's 100%.
Oh, no, we don't talk about it until they're actually like clinch the playoff berth.
Hype.
No, I mean, I am hyped. I'm excited.
I know, guys, I know.
I've just been hurt so many times by the Mariners that I will not believe it until the Mariners clinch. And even then, it will take like 2 or 3 days, and I'll still be like, I don't know.
There's a technicality in there somewhere for sure.
No, man, it's a new era of Mariners baseball. You got to get used to winning seasons and making the playoffs.
Yeah, we have a roster that's worth rallying around and being excited for the first time, and we're not used to like actually being at this point. And it's new to us. We have to, try to embrace it as it comes, and we're at a point where I'm fully embracing this, and I love what the Mariners are doing despite small struggles towards the end of the season here. I still like where we are and what's coming up. There's been some setbacks here which we'll talk about, but
Matt, when is the last time you got excited that Winker was up to bat?
Yesterday. He had an at-bat late in the game where he battled, and I knew he was going to do it, man. In my heart, I was like, I know Winker's been struggling, but he's got to square one up here. He's going to get on. And we might have had one out. Maybe it was a leadoff single later in the game where it mattered, and he started off a rally where we actually scored to make the game within reach.
And then he scored, right?
And I was excited, yeah. I was excited about him.
I don't know why they
before
sent
he
him
hit
on third.
He did on that play on the plate.
Yeah.
The catcher tagged him, but he dropped the ball.
Yeah, Stassi blew it.
Winker came in too hot.
Yeah, he was running like a giraffe in there and slid past the plate, crawled back and touched it. Dude, man.
Also, I want to sing some praises. Last Sunday's game against the Braves, we recorded on Saturday, so we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But that game was nuts. I mean, you're going against the previous World Series champions, and the Mariners started out really strong, scored a bunch of runs, and then the bullpen, shockingly enough, fell apart. Diego Castillo and Paul Sewald both absolutely crumbled, and it's really nice that the Mariners, and we have been saying this all year, that the Mariners do not give up, and even with that huge deflation of being up by 4 or 5 runs, and then going
I think it
behind
was 6-1.
Yes,
and then ended up being 7-6 Braves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's nice that the bullpen, which has been so strong throughout the season, faltered in a big way. And the Mariners didn't give up, and they did it quick, too. I mean, as soon as that bottom of the 9th hit, Julio Rodriguez tied it immediately with the shot, and then Suarez, a batter or 2 batters later, wins it. It was a phenomenal game. It was so much fun.
Yeah, and early in the game, Julio Rodriguez had already hit a home run. Eugenio Suarez had already hit a home run. So the 9th inning made it a multi-homer game for both of those guys. It was crazy. It was deflating when we gave up a 6-1 lead. 6-1 is a handy lead. We got that game locked because of the way our bullpen has been.
I was just about to say with how strong our bullpen is.
Oh my God. I was real deflated. And Braves are no joke. Kenley Jansen's no joke. But we jumped on them. Hit homers. We saved our closer, and there's quotes after the game where, Sewald said, it's like everyone was saying that you've saved us how many times this season, 20-something times, dude. We can save you this time. It's all good. And the vibes were still good.
I want to talk about Diego Castillo for a second.
Please do.
That man fumbled the bag so hard. He came up in the top of the 9th there, and he threw 7 straight balls.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
Damn.
I get real big Rodney vibes from him, where he just can't find a zone to save his life, and he gets into like really tight spots, and then they sub him out for somebody else who then pays a price for that.
Also, if you guys believe in like superstitions and stuff, I know most baseball players are very superstitious. I invited a new coworker of mine and her husband to the game. They hung out with us all game, had a blast. In the 8th inning, they went down to visit some other friends in a suite, and that's when the Mariners started to fall apart. And I texted them, and I was like, hey, we need you guys to
come back.
Yeah, like you have to come back. They came back right in the bottom of the 9th for Julio to hit it and then Suarez to win it. And
Awesome.
we were so amped and honestly superstitious. Like,
That's no coincidence.
It was not a coincidence.
That's vibes, dude. That's
But-
real shit.
But it was so cool, like, and they knew it, like, because they were texting me on their way back. They're like, we're coming. And as soon as they got there, sure enough, all was right in baseball world again. It's pretty funny.
Man, I just have to state that the Mariners beat the defending world champs.
Yeah.
And we came back to beat them. After they scored 5 in the 9th, we came back to beat them still. That's a feat. That's something I haven't seen in 20 years. I don't know, longer. This is the biggest game I've seen for, like, this is a game changer for the Mariners. It puts them in a situation where everybody knows what they're capable of, and makes everyone else more worried about what they can do in the playoffs.
Yeah, dude, that was a badass series. Owen, you look skeptical. What do you got on your mind, dude?
It's concerning that they gave up 5 runs in the 9th.
Yeah, but
That's
one
a
time.
bullpen that like
How
doesn't
often?
fail.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
one
but
bad.
No one bats 1,000.
Yeah, but we
Talk about pitchers.
No one pitches 1,000.
No.
No one pitches 1,000.
in the playoffs we're going to be fighting against really good teams where that's like a possibility, and I don't know. That just kind of shook me up.
Always a
little bit.
possibility, dude.
You think it's a possibility that the Angels are going to put up 5 in the top of the 9th?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like in a playoff aspect, like how Braves had the drive to come back like that.
Yeah,
I see what
I
you're
see.
saying. But I mean, if anything, it just kind of shows more so the resolve of the Mariners and how they went toe to toe with the defending world champs and came out on top for the series. It was super hype, and a huge part of that is Julio. And I mean, it's so crazy. Like, there was a chance that Julio wasn't necessarily even going to be on our roster at the start of the year. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't know if he was going to need more time in spring training and stuff, and not even like the service time issue. They just didn't know if he was ready. And because he absolutely balled out in spring training, they brought him up, and now he's one of the best Mariners as a rookie, and he's a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year. There's no way he's not going to win it.
I remember, preseason, especially with the CBA negotiations, pushing back the start of the year and spring training. We weren't sure what was going to happen with Julio, if he was going to start on the club or not, because we were just coming off the heels of what happened with Jared Kelenic. Like, we saw him struggle the whole year, and we thought, ooh, did we bring him up too soon without giving them experience? Like,
Yes, is
maybe we
what
should
the
have.
answer to that is.
So we were worried that we were going to
Hindsight's
do the
20/20.
same. Yeah, exactly, dude. We were worried we were going to do the same with Julio. We brought him up, and like, he didn't start off hot. The dude struck out a lot in the first month, 2 months.
He also got fucking rung up by some awful
He was getting
calls for the
squeezed pretty
Yeah.
bad.
It was literally the umps
Yeah.
throwing their weight around,
Absolutely.
being like, "Oh, you're the new hot shot rookie. Let's see you hit this."
right.
And honestly, it took Scott writing a letter to the league.
It was months of that, dude.
Yeah,
It's like
I
2 or
mean, it
3
was-
months of just awful squeezing.
Yeah,
Man.
and Scott finally had enough and wrote a letter to the league. And it's kind of funny how magically the zone became an actual zone after Scott finally spoke up. And I'm really glad he did that, because that shit was ridiculous.
Yeah, it kind of did seem like they were picking on him at some point, you know? It was so long before that finally cleaned up. And I got to say, Julio did keep his head down wouldn't say much and would just go back to the dugout and be like shake his head a little bit, but like he knew he's not in a place to say anything yet, and he knew he's just gonna stay true to himself. And I remember saying this to you guys, like, nah, he'll be okay because he's gonna stay true to himself. He knows he's getting dicked right now, and he's gonna get his pitches to drive.
Take note, Kellenick.
Exactly.
Fix your fucking attitude.
Also, I don't know if you guys remember this. It was real early on in the season though. But when Julio was getting hosed, he actually got ejected for drawing a line in the dirt. Did the big utmost no. I mean, you're gonna get ejected 100 times out of 100. You draw a line in the dirt, and he did that. Got tossed immediately, and was like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that."
Yeah.
Also, funny enough, Ichiro has only one career ejection, and it was for drawing a line in the dirt. I mean, that's going to get you rung up. It doesn't matter how big of a star you are or new, old, a legend. You're getting tossed from the game if you draw a line in the dirt.
I'm not mad at him for it.
No, it's pretty funny.
It is
was
funny.
great. He was
Especially-
frustrated.
Yeah, he holds it together so well. It's got to be frustrating. Just keep getting, rung up on not great pitches.
It must have been the second, third time he's seen this dude in a series, and he's like, "Come on, man!" Like, he's just like, "I'm gonna get thrown out of this one. I don't care. Like, it's fine. I have to do it at some point, and something's got to change." It's just kind of making a point too, and I'm glad Scott Service wrote that letter to the league. It really fucking helped. We needed that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what was he gonna do? Start swinging at pitches like out of an unfair zone, right?
No.
So he trains himself to start like swinging at balls he shouldn't.
Right.
So
Yeah, you don't, and he was doing the right thing. You don't want him to change his play style. He has a great eye, and you don't want him now chasing balls because the umpires are trying to screw him over to make a point.
Yeah, he will chase because he's an aggressive hitter.
And he's still young. I
But
mean,
That's a real
rookies
professional
chase.
thing
Yeah.
to do as a rookie too.
Yeah.
And
Man.
so look at where he's been, though, since, the end of May, beginning of June, after the fight, He won AL Rookie of the Month in, I think, June. Did he win it in July, too? He might have, I don't remember, but he won it one of the months at least, and he's been on fire. He's been hitting bombs. He was striking out a lot and being really aggressive for a while, but lately I've been seeing him hunt for his pitch. He sees it out of the pitcher's hand better. He's looking for a pitch in a certain part of the strike zone, and he's driving them. He's not missing. He's hitting more leadoff home runs. He's just in his groove right now, and even though he strikes out still, he doesn't walk a lot. That's okay, because what he's doing at the plate and the way he sees the ball, he should be swinging at every possible pitch that can be driven that's in his zone at all.
yeah, he has more value as like a batter swinging than he does taking a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll have Winker take a walk and not swing. You
I
know?
will say, though, like Julio's fast as fuck and can steal a base, so even if he walks, there's still a threat.
Yeah.
Which
He'll turn
is
a walk
amazing.
into a double, dude. He will.
Yes, no, seriously. I mean, he's, 25 steals on the season now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What is it? Is he 25 and 25? 25 home runs, 25 steals?
27 home runs now, but yeah, he
Oh
hit the
my
25 mark as a rookie, which is
Oh, my God.
only been done by 3 people, I think. He's the third, or as Mike Trout has done it.
And I think it was it was some random guy. Like some
in like
nobody.
1956 or something.
No, I mean like mid 2000s or whatever, but it was
okay.
just like some guy that has also done it, which
I
is kind of funny.
remember knowing his name, so I'm trying to, but anyway.
Speaking of Winker walking a whole lot, I had a question about Julio and just his trajectory with the Mariners. How long do you think Julio's going to hit lead off?
Oh, I mean, I don't see any reason to move him out. I mean, he's got the power,
Right.
but also
You want to be up 1-0 at the beginning of a game,
I know.
right?
I mean, yeah, like he's had 3 leadoff home runs this month, and he's batting over 400 in the month of September. Like you want him in that leadoff spot, especially because he also has the speed. So, yeah, you could maybe see him in like a 3 or 4 hole spot, but honestly, if you want him on base and scoring runs and stuff, like I say, keep him in the leadoff spot for as long as possible.
I mean, what he's been doing recently with the leadoff home runs and having a power threat in the leadoff spot reminds me of what we've seen over the years with George Springer. Like, having George Springer hit so many leadoff home runs helped the Astros out a lot. And we've seen it happen to the Mariners over and over. And it's great to have that turnaround and have a guy that has that potential. He can steal a base. He can hit a home run. He's a great guy to have on as a threat that puts pressure on immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a case to be made for putting someone with a really high OBP on before Julio, though? Like an Adam Frazier or a Jesse Winker, just someone who will either hit a single or just walk?
I mean, yeah.
It does kind of take away his speed, though, because, if he hits a home run, the speed doesn't really matter. So I see that, but what's the argument to be made for, yes, have Julio hit like third and then Suarez right after him,
I mean, traditionally, how it's always been is you want your leadoff hitter to get on base and then your 2 through 4 hitters to be hitters to like get them over, get them in, get the runs. But I think just traditional, like high on base percentage, like someone that walks a lot, doesn't necessarily need to be in the coveted leadoff spot. Like Winker takes a lot of walks, but he doesn't do much else. You don't want him in that leadoff spot just because his on base percentage is so high. You know what I'm saying?
What if you put him ninth? So he still is right before Julio.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
Winker belongs in the 9th slot anyways, so.
I mean, that 9 slot to me sometimes seems like a second leadoff spot. Like, you kind of put him there to get on before the top of the order. Or you want a guy down there, like, we put Adam Frazier down there sometimes, or most of the, I don't know. We put dudes down there that, like, are slap hitter guys. And I feel like a leadoff spot, if you really think about it, they only lead off for sure one time a game.
That's right.
It's true.
So,
unless you're getting straight no hit.
Let's say you're starting off with the 9-hole hitter. You want that. Maybe he's not a high power guy, right? But he can slap the ball around. He has speed still. This usually a 9-hole hitter is just either a tank spot, just like a general, our lineup sucks and our worst hitter's there. But if your lineup's better, you put a guy there that does have high contact, high speed, so that when you start off an inning low in the, like, if you start the inning 9-1-2, that guy is like a second leadoff hitter. You have basically 2 leadoff hitters in a row. And that's how I use the 9-hole in like video games. And that's how I'd put it on the field if I were managing.
Yeah, with Julio's speed and power, you get somebody in the 9th going up, then we're just doubly dangerous, right? Because, Julio could hit a home run. We get a double or a triple, score a run. So, yeah, I think it makes sense to have someone with a high OBP on at the 9th spot. Maybe not Winker.
All right, so sort of consensus, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Keep Julio in the leadoff spot and just put a better hitter 9th.
I've even seen National League teams do it. They hit their pitcher 8-hole so that they can like make a better positional change later in the game. Like, I don't know. I've seen it happen.
Luckily, we don't have to worry about that anymore,
Yeah,
though,
that's
because
old
universal
news.
DH, baby.
But Julio, I think, to answer your question, Garrett, he's great in the leadoff spot, and there's nothing wrong with him being there. There's only good things. But you can say that about anywhere you put him in the lineup 1 through 5, or 1 through 4, really. Like, he could bat anywhere in the lineup, and he would be ultra valuable. But leadoff is kind of where he's been, and he's worked into that spot, and I love him there. I think he'll be there indefinitely.
I do, too. I was just curious what you guys thought about that.
And also, the Mariners have no problem with rotating their lineup around. They've done it throughout most of Scott Service's tenure, is trying out different guys in different positions in the order and trying to see who clicks where. I think Winker has led off a handful of times this season. So has Adam Frazier.
Yeah.
Crawford for a little bit. So, and I think it just goes to show with them being able to try different stuff, Julio is the leadoff guy because we're getting the most production out of it. It makes the most sense for him to be in the 1 spot.
I could see in the playoffs how things might change. Like, playoff baseball really changes the way the front office and managers manage games, and I could see them moving Julio to a middle spot if Winker is not in the game, or like they could mess around a little bit and bat Frazier first and put Julio down in like the 3 spot and like get things rolling a different way. But the way it's been, it doesn't seem like they're going to. But I'm just wondering because the playoffs are a whole different animal, and teams try new things all the time just to fuck up the other team's way of thinking as well.
Yeah, speaking of roster changes and all that kind of thing, we found out today Julio got scratched from the lineup with lower back pains.
Yeah, it was right before game time too, which isn't the best sign, but honestly, back stuff happens.
Right.
I mean, like back pain.
Haniger's out on back pain right now.
Haniger's out. It's a little bit more serious with Haniger.
Yeah.
They're trying their hardest to keep Haniger off of the IL. I don't believe that will be the issue with Julio. Something probably tightened up on him during like batting practice or something. Something kind of just got tweaked. It sucks not having him in the lineup, and it shows today with the lack of offense from the Mariners with Julio out. But I don't think it's as serious of a thing as like Mitch Haniger, because honestly, Mitch Haniger is on the cusp of IL or not, and his lingering back issues have been a problem.
He has injury problems for sure. Another thing though is that Eugenio Suarez was confirmed 10-day IL today with his fractured index finger.
Yeah, out minimum. Recovery time for that is he's going to be out at minimum 3 weeks.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, they're putting him on the 10-day to see what happens, but it would be a good idea to keep him down for a while, especially if it's, it's his dominant throwing hand. It's hard to handle a bat with a fractured finger and come back early and play through some shit like that.
You know what happened right before Suarez got hurt? Matt was 100% playoff probability, baby.
He still is 100%.
I still am.
We
Nothing's
just
changed.
Suarez
Mine.
and
Nothing's
Julio's.
changed.
I don't know. I get a little nervous with Suarez being gone that long.
Of course.
I was gonna say it cannot be understated how big of an influence Suarez has been on this team, and losing him is definitely going to hurt. And it sucks because the Mariners now do not have any off days between now and the rest of the season. So they are playing 18 straight games.
Today was day 2 of 20 straight.
Day 2 of 20 straight. So they have 18 straight games left to play. If Suarez is out minimum 3 weeks, officially he's out for the rest of the season, which sucks. We do have a 5-game cushion over the Orioles behind us, so that gives us some leeway, and I don't think the Mariners are going to drastically drop that much, but it does hurt not having him in the lineup every day.
It does. To your point earlier about Julio being out, at least Taylor Trammell came up and hit our single homer today against the Angels.
I'm so happy that Trammell's back in the lineup.
But I will say it did hurt so bad not having Haniger or Suarez or Julio in the lineup. Like
That's a huge hit to our
that was
our
hard
lineup.
to look at and be like, okay, I think we can do something in battle, but we're also going up against Shohei Ohtani, who's one of the best pitchers in the league. But we had George Kirby pitching today too, so I was happy about the pitching matchup, and we did battle. We gave up 2 runs, and Trammell hit our solo home run.
And also the whole game was Shohei Ohtani. The runs were a Shohei Ohtani RBI double, and then he also scored the second run.
He's amazing, man. That's something else, honestly. We haven't seen it for 100 years. We didn't even see it. No one in our grandparents didn't see it.
I bet he's regretting signing with the Angels.
Well,
yeah.
he's not. I think next year he's free to roam, right? Or
I think he's got a couple years, but when he hits free agency, he's
gone.
Yeah, he's gonna get the biggest contract we've ever seen in baseball. So I don't think he's concerned right now. I'm sure he is face palming, oh my God, what is wrong with this franchise? But
come to the Mariners. Shohei on the Mariners.
Could you imagine? Shohei on this roster?
I'd shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'd lose it, dude. With Julio and Shohei, unstoppable.
Oh my God.
Plus, the rest of the team is fucking awesome. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's great. For the
Also,
most part.
put Shohei in our starting rotation. Let's fucking go, boys.
Oh my God.
Get rid of Marco.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're relegated to the bullpen now, bro.
Yeah.
I just thinking of a Shohei coming into the Mariners. I'm thinking like right before the trade deadline, we're like, oh, where will Soto go? Maybe he'll go with the Mariners. And he went to the Padres, and he's playing like shit there.
He's so bad. Could you imagine if the Mariners had sold the farm to get Soto, and he came here and just laid a goose egg like he's doing in San
He's
Diego?
like batting under 100
That
for
would
the
hurt.
last 30 days.
That's what a lot of fans wanted. They were
Yeah,
like,
man.
sell the farm, dude. Fuck it. All our best prospects for Soto.
You know who didn't want that? This podcast.
That's right.
We
Bad
knew.
idea.
Yeah.
And we were singing Castillo's praises.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I wanted
And look what
Castillo
happened.
so bad. That was my number one guy. I was like, yeah, Soto, but dude, get Luis Castillo in here. We need him. And we did. He's been amazing. I got to say, he pitched on Wednesday, another day game. It seems like he likes day games. But
That day was Hispanic Heritage Day.
Absolutely was.
And you know what happened on Hispanic Heritage Day?
What happened?
Whole bunch of Hispanic Heritage boys came through.
Yeah, they
Fucking
did.
crushed. Castillo pitched an amazing game. Carlos Santana, bomb. Who else? We got Julio, bomb. We got Munoz came in at the end and saved everything. Suarez, bomb.
Soto is not doing anything for the Padres, and it's so crazy that was their big move, and it shook the baseball world. And Soto to the Padres, and now he's sucking. He's bad, and he's always like, his average was a little bit low during the year, but he was walking like crazy and not striking out. And since he's been at the Padres, his strikeout numbers are higher than his walks and stuff. It's just not clicking for him there. And I say,
Yeah, his high.
What do you say?
Nice.
Yeah, his high leverage reps have gone down considerably since hanging out on the Nats for a while, and I think he's a little bit nervous to be one of the best players in baseball, and going to the Padres where it matters all of a sudden, and having a little more nerves. You know, he's still really young. Albert Pujols hit his 698th home run.
Damn.
and it was no joke. That
missile.
That 698 was absolutely crushed, demolished. He's gonna get 700.
He's
fucking
gonna.
100.
Easy.
He is. He's gonna do it.
He's gonna go over.
God,
He's gonna
it's so
keep going.
exciting. I love that.
I hope
the
he plays
Cardinals-
another year and hits
He's
20
not
more
gonna
bombs.
play another year.
No, it's so cool. And honestly, and this is more praise for the universal DH. He would not be in the National League right now. He would not be on the Cardinals if it wasn't for the universal DH. Because you're not having Albert Pujols play the field. Like, come on.
That is pretty cool that he made it back there and is there, and the DH helps out get him at bats, and he's not even bad. It's like they're not even just pinch hitting him in spots just to get him at bats. They're doing it because he is mashing against lefties, especially.
He's doing very well.
He
Yeah,
has
he's a
high
strategic
energy.
threat to him. Yeah, they're putting him in like very strategic. Okay, left-handed pitcher, like here you go. Here's another home run for you.
If you would have told me when I was 11 that this dude's hitting 700 home runs, I probably wouldn't have doubted you, because he was actually a specimen when he broke into the league. But I didn't understand then, and I didn't understand how many home runs 700 is. Everything in context, growing up watching Albert Pujols and struggling the whole last decade with the Angels, and watching him do this now is something super special. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad he had an opportunity to approach 700 home runs and make it, because, I mean, he's 2 away. What could happen, right? He's got to make it.
Yeah,
Has
I think he's
to.
gonna make it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
18 games and the way he's been hitting. And not to take anything away, but let's be real. If there's a game that's already the Cardinals are playing, and if there's no playoff implications, or maybe the game is already out, he will probably get grooved one by the pitcher. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Totally okay with that.
That's totally okay.
Get this guy to 700.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're telling me if you're not a major league pitcher, like
I'd float him
I
in.
would give him like an 89-mile fastball, just right in the sweet spot. It's be
Uh,
part of history. Share that history with him. You know.
And
I want to be the guy to give up 700, the number 700. You know.
And the crazy thing is, though, is like Matt was saying, is that hasn't been the case this year. It's not pitchers grooving to him. He's actually just still hitting that well. But if it comes down to like 5 games left and he's still at 698, 699, he's going to get one groove to him. He's hitting 700. There's no doubt about it. And that's not the first time that's ever been done. Derek Jeter's very last hit in his career was a walk-off, and it was grooved to him. It was a game that didn't matter. And you know what?
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, like, seriously, go out with a bang. Cal Ripken Jr., when he was in the All-Star game in Seattle in 2001, which was his last All-Star game last year of his career. And this one matters even less because it's All-Star game. They definitely grooved him one that he popped into the bullpen.
Yeah.
And there's still a plaque there.
Do
I
All-Star
remember that
game
one.
Stats count toward your season?
No.
No,
okay.
those
no,
are
I didn't think
separate.
so.
No, but
this
it
was
was
just his
his last
last
All-Star
ISIS,
game,
yeah.
so they definitely grooved him one. Because also Cal Ripken Jr. was never the power hitter.
Yeah.
So, but it also just goes to show that major league hitters, even if they're not known for like pop per se, if you groove one right in their wheelhouse, they will pop it over the fence.
If you're a legendary player, someone's going to give you one, but not to take anything away from what Pujols is doing.
No, 100%.
I got to say as well, for the Cardinals, the two old dudes, Waino and Yachty, broke a record, and what is it? Their 325th game together.
Damn.
That's the record. They've been there their entire careers and have pitched more games together than any other pitcher and catcher duo, which is amazing. I like both of those guys. I always have. They've never rubbed me the wrong way. Yachty's legendary. Waino's just a horse. He just keeps going and going.
I have a crazy fact about Adam Wainwright.
What's up?
You know he's 7'2".
No way.
No, he's
Nice.
not. He's just really tall, and I just found that out recently. I didn't
No, he's
realize.
6'9".
I didn't realize how tall he was, so I've been telling people he's extremely tall.
That's fucked up, bro. How tall is he?
I'll look it up for you because I actually don't know, but he's so tall.
Yeah, we got
taller
some-
than I thought.
We
I
got
think.
some tall guys in the room. They're probably about one of these guys' height.
One thing I liked about that their last start, Wainwright and Molina, Yelich just straight up took that pitch. He's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna mess up history. Like they deserve it and everything. And it was nice. Kind of a nice pitch to hit.
It was nice. I've
Adam
never-
Wainwright is 6'7". He's still extremely
Wow,
tall.
I didn't know
That's
he was
taller
that
than
tall.
me.
I'm saying, I
Tallest
just
guy
found
in
out
this
how
room.
tall he was recently, and now I've just been blowing that way out of proportion because it's funny. But he's way taller than I thought.
You know what's also crazy about the Molina Wainwright record-breaking battery is that in that game, they had a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
That's
dude.
so cool. Like they set the record, and then they also just do a really cool feat. Striking them out, throw them outs are always dope, and that's so cool just to have two legendary players, two Hall of Famers, and they do that. That was awesome.
Just a reflection of how the last 15 plus years have been for the fans there. Like, here you go, guys. Just for you.
And you know what? It's awesome to think about as we've kind of just talking about, the longevity of Pujols and Wainwright and Molina there on the Cardinals. To think that like in 15 years, we will be having these conversations about Julio too, which is going to be really cool. Like we're witnessing history as it's starting.
That is a fun thing to be watching. Like, think about what people have been thinking about other dudes, though. Fernando Tatis Jr., obviously, he's a different guy. Julio seems to be a dude who already has a work ethic and a style of play that has longevity. But guys like Yordan Alvarez, too, like, put him in that bucket of guys to watch with Julio. There's a lot of guys coming up. But it's scary because look at how Ken Griffey Jr.'s career fell off. We know how that happened, and, like, it sucks. We wanted to see him play his last, 5 to 8 years and hit more bombs, get up on the record boards, and just see that sweet swing forever, but not everyone can. But you're totally right, and I'm so excited to see the firsthand a legendary player come up out of literally nowhere. Like we said, didn't even know if he's going to make the team this year. Signed him at 15, 16 years old. This dude's something special, and he signed this contract with the Mariners that's going to ensure that we watch every moment of it. And, dude, I can't be more excited for that guy.
I don't want to ruin everyone's fun here, but I'm a skeptic.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always
Let's
the
hear it.
pessimist.
Bring it
Lay it
down.
I
on
wouldn't
us,
say
dude.
that I'm a pessimist. I'm just cautious, you know. Like, I love Julio. I love watching him play and everything, but the future is not guaranteed. Like, I feel like we thought a lot of the same things with Kyle Lewis. He won Rookie of the Year. I mean, he produced like crazy. I don't think he was as dynamic in the outfield as Julio was or is.
And he didn't have the speed on the base pass.
No, but he was still a producer, just like Julio was, you know? Like, it is, I guess, a touch different because Julio's the 25-25 club right now. But, I mean, we were just like, okay, this is literally the face of our franchise. And then this Rodriguez guy is going to come up from the minors and, like, accent him perfectly, right?
That was the original plan, yeah.
That was the plan. And then Lewis kind of just fell off, you know? And so I'm just like, let's just, you know, take it year by year.
This is different, Owen.
You don't know that,
Also,
bro.
I'll say
Yeah, we
the
do.
hype around the hype around Lewis was also a little bit different because when he won Rookie of the Year, it was in the COVID shortened
COVID league, yeah.
Yeah.
2020 season.
He did play really well.
Yeah.
He hit bombs. He robbed homers. He looked really good, but he doesn't look as natural as Julio is. He looked more practiced and like gone through the motions enough times to be at a high level, whereas Julio has the natural intuition about this game. He knows exactly what he's doing. He made an error trying to deke a throw the other day, and I don't blame him for it. Or he was trying to deke that he was going to catch a ball to like prevent a runner, but he made an error because he fucked it up. But he's so smart about the game. Like, he knows exactly when to steal a base. He knows what pitches to steal a base on. He knows what count to steal in. He just runs to where the ball's going to be. He has intuition that Kyle Lewis doesn't.
Yes.
And he's something special and a work ethic and a mindset that's unbelievable.
Julio exudes baseball.
So, I mean, that comparison to Kyle Lewis, for sure, that's something we've seen recently. And, of course, we should be worried about. But signing that contract is huge.
Also, there's a thing, the it factor, and Julio has it. He's already connected so much more with the fans and stuff in this short amount of time than Kyle Lewis ever did. Yes, we were excited about Kyle Lewis, and he did start off really well, but Julio has it. As cliche as it sounds, it's literally just as simple as that. There's an it factor, and Julio has it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to enjoy watching Julio on a year-to-year basis. But
Okay.
like contract years happen. I mean, when we signed Kyle Seager to that 8-year contract, and I know it's comparing apples to oranges, but that man hit like 300, had like 40 bombs, like 120 RBIs.
Led the league in 2-out RBIs.
I mean, he was nasty. He was so good, and his defense was stellar. I think he got a Gold Glove. He was an All-Star alternate, I think, at that point, or maybe that was later. But I'm just saying, like, he killed it, and then we signed him, and then he just never attained that again. And I'm just worried we're setting like really high expectations for someone who is just Julio's riding that wave of like high expectations, high level of play, and then he's just gonna fall off a little bit, and he's gonna be greater than average. But he's not going to be the Rookie of the Year 25-25 club again.
I think it will be hard for him to win Rookie of the Year more than once. Yes.
Yeah, that would
Okay,
be
so
tough.
that was just a phrase. You understand?
I will
know what
bring
you
up.
mean.
No, I get
He's
you.
not going to have seasons like this every year. is
I
what
think
you're
he will.
saying. I think he fucking will.
I think he'll have
disagree.
consistently good
Disagreed.
seasons. I just don't
No,
know.
I'm saying
Like,
I know what you were saying, but I disagree with what you said. I understood. I know you weren't saying he's going to be a Rookie of the Year every year.
Yeah, I was just giving you shit.
Yeah.
we pointed out that Juan Soto is not having the greatest year, but he's still considered one of the best hitters in the game. I think Julio will have down years and down slumps.
Nope.
Everyone will. But Julio is not a guy who is ever going to come out at the end looking bad. You know what I mean? I don't think even Soto is going to end up looking bad. It's just that things don't always work out. You can get lucky, unlucky. You can be hot. You can be not. But Julio seems like a guy that's even-tempered enough and has the right kind of ability that's going to be consistently performing at a level it's hard to match.
He's a special case scenario, dude.
And I don't necessarily blame Owen. We're both victims of battered Mariners fan syndrome. But I do disagree with the Julio thing. I'm full on the hype train.
Yeah.
And sure, he might not win Rookie of the Year every year.
Damn shame.
But seriously, I think he's he's going to go down as one of the all-time greats. I think the stuff that has kind of taken down Lewis and Tatis and kind of those guys, I think he'll be on more of a trajectory of Bryce Harper and stuff like that rather than falling off.
The incentives in his contract make it so that he'll push for those things a lot harder, too. He's working for the money that he's going to earn.
I'm a numbers guy. So let me phrase this. It's hard for me to see value like this continuing across his whole contract with the Mariners. Like, I'm going to be like 40, 45 when his contract expires. Yeah. It's a long time. It's hard to see, like, we've seen so many cases of people getting these fat contracts and then just kind of bottoming out after, I don't know, 6-7 years of, like, everyday play. And it's statistically almost impossible for him to continue this rate over the next 15 years. It's okay. You can all disagree with me, but we have the video proof when we post this that in 10 years I can come back and be like, suck it, nerds.
You can.
Hey,
You can
guys.
say
Not
that
that I'm
if you're
hoping
right.
for him to fail, obviously.
You better not be.
Remember
Why
what
not? I
I
love
said
Julio.
10 years ago on the pod?
Hey, Owen, are you eating cheeseburger flavored sunflower seeds?
Sizzling bacon, actually.
Okay.
They're so good, dude. The salt is just so, like, it's a lot of salt.
I had some of those cheeseburger seeds. They are not what's up. This is a damn lie. It does not taste like cheeseburgers.
Dill pickle? Awesome. Cheeseburger?
Black pepper.
What the fuck?
Black pepper,
Ooh.
yes.
Black pepper is like too much for me.
I love the
They-
black pepper, dude.
They run your gums so raw.
Yeah,
after
dude.
like a half hour chewing them. Yeah.
Salt and pepper
Yeah, but you
seeds.
do dip, or at least dip pouches or whatever the fuck you guys
Well,
do.
I mean,
That
I chewed tobacco for
that shit hurts.
not when you get used to it. It's like building calluses on your gums.
Yeah, my gums are pretty raw, bro.
So yeah, that's why it's incredible to me. You don't like the black pepper or crushed pepper, whatever.
Well, so I haven't dipped for probably like 2 years now. A year. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
but
been
you
a
got those
while.
calluses, bro.
Calluses fade.
Pouches are nice, right? Vapes are nice and all that.
I smoke analog cigarettes still, not on that digital.
Still riding that joystick.
I had to stop vaping, bro, because like it would take me. I would go up like a flight of stairs and be out of breath. And I was like, I gotta stop.
That was one of the reasons I had to stop smoking. I would be like on the like walking and talking on the phone, and I was just like, I had to bend over, like, couldn't breathe. I was like,
Walking up the stairs to the stadium. Just being at the top of the stairs, like, oh, hold on. Before we go in, I gotta catch my breath, dude.
You remember when we were playing that game? It was on some holiday. We were having a fat party, and it was like a tell the truth about your intimate life game or whatever the fuck. And Mike's was like, "What's the most embarrassing thing about you, like right now?" And he's like, "I still get out of breath when I try and tie my shoes."
Yeah, that was a good one.
all right. Well, we've had a lot of fun here tonight, and we can wrap this one up. We'll do a little CS guys. We were talking about Winker earlier. He was in a big fight this year with the Mariners brawl. So let's talk about one of our all-time favorite brawls just throughout baseball history. It doesn't have to be a Mariners fight, just an awesome fight.
Yeah, that is a good question. I'll go with a classic fight. 44-year-old
Nolan
Ryan
Ryan
beats the shit out of 20-year-old Robin Ventura. Hothead coming charging Nolan Ryan. He just like put the kid in a headlock and started giving it to him.
Giving him the business. He was just feeding him.
and feeding him.
Yeah, Robin Ventura, the only person to get 6 hits from Nolan Ryan in one game.
Are you serious?
Because he was feeding
Oh,
him.
wow. Yeah. Whoosh.
Come on, man.
But yeah, that fight is hilarious, especially Nolan Ryan's all old out there, and Robin Ventura's the young hot shot and wanted to take a stab at Nolan, and Nolan literally, sidestepped him, headlock, and was just unloading fists.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
man.
old guy's strength is no joke.
Dad strength, bro.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes I'm looking at my dad and I'm like, I could probably beat the shit out of this guy. And then I'm like, no, I can't. He's
no
not that
chance.
strong.
I don't have kids yet. I don't
But,
have
dude,
dad
he
strength.
has this special strength that I don't possess.
Gotta have kids first.
Yep.
Then you just automatically get stronger.
Your
I think.
genes change, bro. You just have like double strength all of a sudden.
I wouldn't describe my favorite as a fight. More of like a punch heard around the world.
Yeah.
When Odor punched the sunglasses off of Joey Bats, and there's a still frame of the punch follow through, and Joey's like confused, shocked face.
He looks like Mr. Potato Head when Potato Head got his face scrambled in Toy Story. That's what Joey Bats looked like after that.
Sunglasses went flying.
Yeah, after that punch.
I can't even remember the lead up to it, and I don't ever recall there being beef between them.
There was beef. It was from the playoffs the year before with Jose Bautista's massive bat flip. That was like the bat flip that started turning bat flipping into the norm. And it was like a big shift. But yeah, he hit that massive playoff bomb, did the massive bat flip. And then when they saw each other the next season, Batista slid into second pretty hard. Rohan Odor was there. Did not take too kindly to it and rearranged his face with one punch.
I loved watching the sunglasses go flying. It was great. I liked the tension because Toronto was rowdy in that playoffs run too, dude. They were no joke, like actually almost borderline shitty fans. Like they were rowdy. The whole place was rowdy, and he did it in Toronto.
It was a huge homer.
Good one, Owen.
Yep, it was a good one.
I don't know. I've been fortunate enough that I've seen a bunch of fights in person from the Mariners. And I think one of the coolest ones I've ever seen in person, we had Mark McLemore on the team at the time, and he was up to bat, and he called time. So the pitcher was like just starting his windup. He called time, and the umpire granted it to him. And the pitcher was pissed, although he should be pissed at the umpire. It's not McLemore's fault the umpire granted him time. The umpire doesn't have to do that. Anyways, since the umpire did grant time, it's a dead ball. And so the pitcher just finished his windup and threw it right at McLemore. And McLemore did not take too kindly to that and straight up charged the mound and speared him like Goldberg. And benches cleared immediately, and you got... the bullpen's clearing, and a picture of him, like, McLemore charging the mound and tackling the guy was on, like, the front page of the Seattle Times the next day and stuff. It was awesome. It was really fun. That was one of the more fun fights that I've seen.
You were at that game?
Yeah, I was there. I was there in
Hell
person.
yeah.
It was
That's
really,
cool.
it was really cool. It was fun watching a bench clearing.
I
brawl in
forgot
person.
about that happening. I remember now when you talk about McLemore spearheading the dude and the pitch being thrown after he just threw it like, let it fly right at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And he was not having that shit. That was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
I have one that's not so much a physical fight, but is an altercation. If you haven't seen this, you have to go look at this video. It's all mic'd up. It's awesome. It's Earl Weaver arguing with umpire Bill Haller.
That one is awesome too. I mean, because the whole thing is mic'd up. Like you can hear every bit of it.
It's crystal clear, and it's fucking hilarious.
It is really
You're
good.
wrong, Earl. No,
You're a liar.
It's so long. You can
you're
tell
just
these
here
dudes.
to fuck us.
You can tell these dudes have a long-standing relationship.
Oh, they definitely knew each other, and it. Yeah, that one is hilarious.
It's fucking epic. You got to check it out.
We can even put the link in a comment on YouTube to the other
Right, I'll
video.
just put it in the description. I'll link to that video.
Yeah.
And, God damn, it's so funny.
It's so funny. That one's really good.
Was that Earl Weaver?
Earl Weaver
Yeah.
arguing with
Dude,
Bill Haller.
he was giving it to that guy. It was hilarious.
Umpire was giving it back too,
Oh,
though.
of course,
Like,
yeah. In a
Like,
more
real
nonchalant
lippy
way.
umpire.
But yeah.
It's also from what, probably the 70s or 80s.
Something like that.
It's got to be the 70s, man.
It was a different time, and the fact that
It was from 1980.
1980,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's all mic'd up, crystal clear, no
So
censoring.
good.
It is phenomenal.
I just want to throw out, remember Lou Piniella going crazy in the 90s, throwing bases, kicking his hat all over the field? I remember going nuts for that as a kid. I was like less than 10, 10 years old when that was going on in the Kingdom. But I remember that being fun and hilarious.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome having Lou as our manager. Now he sells Shag advertising.
Apartment.
Shag for
Bummer,
senior citizens.
dude.
Not a sponsor, but hey, Shag, reach out.
Shag Apartment.
We'll talk about you every episode. Just pay us $25 a month.
Well, cool. Those are all good fights, guys. But in the meantime, the Mariners are on the road. We've played 2 of our 4 games against the A's as we're recording today on Saturday, September 17th.
Yep.
We're going to be releasing here on Monday, so we will be in Oakland on Tuesday for 3. We'll be in KC for 3 after that. And then we'll be in against Texas at home on the 27th. We're back at home where we're all going to go to games, right? We're all going to go to the games when they're back at home to end the season.
I mean, I probably already have tickets to them.
I hope so. Can I
Catherine's
have one?
or nodding her head.
Can I have one?
Someone take me to a
Anyway,
game.
go to the game. One of the games.
Yeah, and we've got a bunch of easy teams coming up. We should take care of them handedly. The thing is with baseball, though, nothing's a given. Sometimes teams like the Astros get swept by the A's. That just happens. In the words of Lloyd McClendon, that's just baseball. But seriously, if the Mariners are the playoff team that they are, they should have no problem taking these series. Unfortunately, they're going to have to split with the Angels, best case scenario. But going on after that, they should be able to handle the A's and the Rangers and stuff handedly.
Yeah, despite all the injuries, we still have time to regroup before the end of the season. There are still quite a few games left. I know we don't have any more days off, but it's exciting. We're in a good place with a good platform. Like we keep saying, the East, the teams that we're facing right now, the Blue Jays and the Jays in the wild card, those teams are going to beat up against each other. They play Houston. They play the Yanks. They play the Orioles, who are no pushover. They're going to beat up on each other a little more, even though the Blue Jays are emerging a little bit right now. We'll see what happens. They still have games against each other.
Yeah, and the Mariners are going to continue to play exciting baseball even when they are losing. They make the games exciting. And honestly, the season's wrapping up. So take your family, take your friends, go catch a game. Come say hi to us at a game. We'll give you a shout out on the pod. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Come catch us at a baseball game.
We're on YouTube, Spotify, Google Playlists.
If you're at a game, DM us and see if we can meet up. We'll buy you a beer.
Yeah. We'll buy you a beer and you'll get a shout out on the pod for being a fan. Anyways, appreciate all you guys. Go cheer on the Mariners as we are about to do. We are out of here. Go Mariners!